Thank you very much for viewing my video. I'm Sudhir Mahale. I'm a problem solving coach and I publish various videos and ebooks on the social media, and it is widely circulated. Doing this by publishing the or doing the investigation on problem solving techniques all over, I have to update my knowledge, and I come across various questions raised by common public regarding the various aspects of the problem solving process, and it is very interesting questions I get, and one of the question now I'm come across is how to define the problem for research or defining the research problem. So I know that businesses are having R&D department and they do carry out the research, but there is no systematic way of identifying the problem and keep on adding different projects to that problem. And as a result, sometimes general problem solving and product related issue, mainly R&D deals with the product problems, not other areas like HR or other marketing or accounting. They deal with the product problem, and R&D is research is done related to product usage or some meeting regulatory requirement. But so here I have uh, telling you about different means how to go about systematically identifying the problem for research so that all aspects of the businesses can be researched and improved. So let's begin with what is. But defining a research problem is the topic of the video, and let us understand how problem enters the business. I have done one complete video on this subject only, how problem enters the business, and in this video I will take reference to some of the slides to make you understand better. So business is an entity which converts resources into product or services, and in doing so, there will be some loss because no system is 100% efficient, which will conduct all the resources and deliver the all the 100% it is converted to product and services. There is no wastage. The loss will be there. And what are the different types of loss? There are two types of loss in business. It is inherent loss and unanticipated loss. Unanticipated loss means we know that sudden breakdown is there, sudden plant stoppage is there, sometimes sudden worker strike is there. So that type of or power failures are there. That of sometimes regulatory requirement forces you to stop the business. So this type of they are unanticipated loss, and that has to be solved on priority and resolved. Other area is mostly ignorance, is inherent loss. That is, we take it for granted that it's a part of the product or process or part of the business. Say there will be process will be always will be of very low yield, like a say gold refining process. You have to tons of ore you have to process and take out a few grams of gold. Other are say oil refining or other processes are there. Their yields are very less. Or or if you take engineering or mechanical engineering problem, there is a lot of rejections are there, process rejection or other time which is the inherent means inventory is there. So your capital is tied up. So that also is loss. And product delivery process is also there. Delivery like marketing agents we have to partners we have to appoint, and that is taken for granted. But then we have to find out why it is there. What type of inherent loss is there? The process rejection. There will be warranties on the product, or periodic servicing is there. Because of some personal disputes, there may be loss in the business. Say we hire a person from at a higher level from one company, and he is given some area of the top level, and after some 1 year or so, we hire his assistant as his boss. So there will be personal dispute was there. So that type of problems were to comes in the area of HR. We have to see lack of motivation is there. So how to keep team motivated? That type of maybe requiring say research on the so inherent loss. It is another problems, and that research is required to solve that problem. What is the research problem? It is inherent problem also can be solved by other problem solving methods. But what is the research problem? There is a gap in the knowledge, and for that to remove that knowledge, if you have to gain more knowledge, do some experiment that is addressing gap in the knowledge. Maybe in the terms of personal or training is required, or some new uh, equipments are required. So that has to be addressed. There is a gap in the knowledge, or there is a contradiction in the particular field. Say costing of the product is there, then the cost estimation before we design, that is one estimate is there, and when we actually produce that product, cost maybe our pricing we have given to suppliers it will be totally different, and that is there will be huge loss. So that is always a contradiction in the field. Maybe contribute to social or scientific change that may be required. We do research, and presently knowledge is there, but it is not sufficient. So we have to expand on that, so that add knowledge to the current topics. That is the research problem, and I will address further details each one by one. So how to define a research problem? Identify general area of interest, and then collect more data of the problem, then review the relevance of information, what is exactly suitable, and determine the relationship between the variables, and then we have to select key variables for further testing, and then arriving at our solution. So first problem is identify general area of interest. So there we have to find out what where your customers are taking more efforts. The customer may not be knowing that they have a problem in their hand, but then we have to identify, we have to see the life cycle or lifestyle of the customers, and then you have to see where they are taking more efforts. Say food processors there, but food processor we require say frequent changes of the blades or something like that. Then we have done some research on that, minimizing that work, or lot of work will be required in that, or time consuming areas of input to output change, whether we'll have lot of inventories are there, or process is slow. That time consuming areas we have to identify, input to output change, whatever may be the change that is so maybe program is there, so that we run the program we are taking lot of time. Now it is everything is instantaneous. Earlier when I started my career, that computer was like a huge cabinet, and then we have to employ particular say punch cards or tapes. Now that has gone. Now that is a very on a mobile, it can be used as a data processor. That lot of change I have seen from my generation, that is, and still more will become more rapidly. So processes which your team can improve, that is one area, or and concerns raised by users of experts in the field, that will help you to identify general area of interest. Then once you identified, then you have to need to know more about the problem. So for that, we collect more data, but then don't go for boiling the whole ocean. Whatever data comes across, that we go on and analyzing and then scratch our heads what to do about that. So that whatever relevant is there, what who gets affected, what is the effect, that only we have to uh, look for, and then check uh, previous attempts done, that is whoever done, and then how your approach will be different, that we have to see. And once the information there, to find the review the relevance of the information, and from that we have to identify test key variables of the problem, that is what which which impacts more on the problem, and set clear boundaries for the problem. We can say that we will do only this much uh, process only, our assembly process, and that we will not be doing a further delivering it to outside the gate. Means once it leaves the factory or once it leaves our office, then that other people will take care of. So that within the boundaries, what we can do, that we have to select clear boundaries. Otherwise, there will be dispute on that. And note which variables are affecting the problem and magnitude of their impact. So on that, this will help you find out the amount of data required. And then you have to see the relationship of the between the variables, that is variable to each variable on other variables, and each variable to the problem. So how the variables are related and contribution of variable to the problem may be negligible, so we can ignore that. In general, maximum possible combinations out of that, and decide how you can control them. Of course, one which variable is in identified, how we have to manage it, control it, and their effect on the whatever potential solution we are thinking, that we have to their effect on potential for solution. Then using 80-20 rule, we have to select key variables, and we have to summarize these are the variables and how you will use this, and then we have to make your research report, that is complete definition, and that will help in determining help stakeholders, because there may be money will be required. So whoever releases the money, that is the stakeholders, that we have to convince them, and then understand the scope of your project and its benefits. And then we have to do some self checks whether it is generate several other outcomes. That is, the solution may be there, but doing that, we have to see that some other variable or other outcome will be there, that will be that will have some separate benefits. So that whole together we can see whether we can find out more outcomes. So not only this, but we will be solving other related problems also. And whether whatever hypothesis we are proposing, that is whether it is can be tested, and then all terms are correctly defined, and we have to have a comprehensive objective, so that whatever we are writing, it should be in plain English, not too much technical jargon, so that outsider of your scope of the work, outsider should understand it correctly. Outside may not only total layman, but within the company also there is outside who is not effective of the project, but they also should be understand clearly. So to summarize, I can say that problems are inevitable part of the business, and there are two types of problems in the business, that is the inevitable and sporadic. By solving inevitable problem, we develop new technology. So that requires conducting research, but that gives tremendous benefit you can expand your business like anything, because you will be new in the market with this technology, and that you will have first entrant effect on the market. So that will give a lot of benefit. Solving sporadic problem is required, but we restore status quo, and that will not increase our business. Status quo can is required because it will then reduce our business. So that solving problem is required, but that will restore status quo. So I hope you are like my video. You can like or subscribe wherever you are viewing it. If you are following this on LinkedIn, then you can follow me on LinkedIn. Or if you are viewing this on Facebook, then like my page and see other videos, and share this video with your colleagues, so that they will also get benefited. Can join my VIP group on Facebook, so that like-minded people are there. They can exchange your thoughts, and you too can like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. On links are given here. So thank you very much.